I was just gonna comment that a lot of the things that you were talking about that are priorities within the high school have been a lot of the subject matter that's been, with the school board lately, not just at the high school, but across the board. We've been talking about, MAP scores are gonna be brought out, I think, in about a week. Don't quote me on that, though, it could be a little bit longer, but I know that they're, going through those now. But we're not just talking about MAP scores, but we're just talking about the APR points, and we're finding a lot of areas where we might be missing some points that we could be getting, and attendance is the big one. I mean, that's one that we really need to work on across the district. So just, talking about a lot of these different things with administration on incentive programs, just getting the word out into the district, awareness among parents, a lot of that activity.
Before you move on, may I ask a question
Sure.
about attendance? How does tardies affect attendance?
The tardies do affect the hourly attendance, and hourly attendance is what the state looks at when calculating the student's attendance percentage. So the state wants 90% of our students to have 90% attendance. If a student comes an hour late every day to school, or 30 minutes, if it's at the high school, if it's any time after 8:03 a.m., it starts to deduct from the hourly attendance rate. So it does have a negative impact on student attendance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think a lot of you, did a letter go home today about the water testing? Okay, good. I just want to make sure, because I know that they're trying to be as quick on that feedback as possible. And there were a few issues here at the high school. There were 2 different drinking fountains. And I just was getting this information. It sounded like it was on the 3rd floor science wing and on the ground floor near the gymnasium. And both of those are already, they were shut down immediately, and everything's being worked through. So, and I can just tell you from across the district, we did really well. I mean, there are some schools where they had found one, there was one at McNair that was dismantled. I think Flynn Park had one. It was odd. It was in the new construction part of the building, which I thought was really strange. But everything's came back pretty good. And if there were any instances that were found, they were immediately shut down, and they'll either be dismantled or replaced, whatever needs to happen, and then they'll go back for retesting. But a lot of the schools came through clear.
I thought Barbara Jordan had 2, and that surprised me because that was.
Brittany Wood.
Barbara C. Jordan, I have 1 in the 2nd grade area, which was also new construction, which was very strange. I can go back and get the information if you want, but I just have them listed as 1. I know JP, that was one that people were concerned about, and it got an all clear. So overall, I mean, I think the district has done a really good job, it looks like, over the years, updating fountains, doing the things they need to do for upkeep, so, from what the test results show. October 6th is our next work study. October 20th is our next school board meeting. And I've been proposing to so I have to do it now too, to the other school board members, that we should try to set up PTO nights to pick a designated school board meeting and bring in a PTO from each of the schools. So sometime in the future, I would love to get a date for the high school if we could. And it's just a night when you would come, and if you have anything to say, we can get someone to represent the group and have time to talk. But I would really like to do that, and since I'm pushing it, I would love it if we could be the first one. So we can talk about dates on that later. But did anybody have any questions?